Hello, welcome back to Do Reviews with James Scott. I am your host, James Scott. Today we are in the great outdoors, the great sweltering outdoors behind my garage, to discuss something that has been in my fridge for about 2 months that I really just wanted to drink today. So I guess we're making a video so that I can have the right to drink it. I've actually had it before because it is whiteout. Y'all remember whiteout? I believe it was first introduced about 2009 or 2010 as part of a 3-flavor showdown with Distortion and Typhoon. It was the second Democracy winner, with the first one being Voltage. The idea was for the voters to decide which one would become a permanent flavor. Kind of backfired though, because whiteout stuck around for a few years and then disappeared. So much for permanence, I guess. But it did come back this summer of 2026 as part of a patriotic 3-pack. This 3-pack included Code Red, Voltage, and Whiteout, respectively symbolizing red, white, and blue, I guess. Yeah, they really went very patriotic for this summer. If you didn't notice, all the regular Mountain Dew cans say American Dew instead of Mountain Dew. Doesn't taste any different, just tastes like regular Mountain Dew, original recipe, but actually not original recipe, because original recipe had real sugar, but you know what I mean. So, took me a while to find the 3-pack. I was supposed to be a Walmart exclusive, I think, but as usual, the Columbus Walmarts took their sweet time getting their shipments in, so by the time I got it, Cincinnati and Cleveland drinkers were already probably into their third 12-pack. So. And once again, I'm wrong, it's actually a 18-pack, sorry. 6 of each flavor, 6 whiteouts per pack. But yeah, I was of the opinion that whiteout was not the best of the 3 back when that 3-flavor showdown happened. Typhoon was my favorite, and they did briefly bring that back in a limited time taller can release. I think I actually did give that a review video at some point in time. But I've never formally reviewed whiteout on film. So now is the time on this very hot day. Yeah, so I recall thinking that it was okay back when it first came out. I later revisited it, yeah, toward the end of its run, which would have been maybe like 5, 6, 7 years ago, and thought it was better than I remembered. Again, when your preferred flavor loses one of those showdowns, you kind of got to get to the point where you're like, okay, I can approach the winner with an open mind, and yes, it is good. Yeah, so when I did start drinking it more toward the end of its original run, I was kind of thinking, you know what, it is pretty good. I shouldn't be sleeping on this flavor, but unfortunately, yeah, it went away. So you're only probably going to get this flavor for limited runs from here on out, with this summer being one of those instances. So let's go ahead and crack this open and see if it has stood the test of time. Gonna go ahead and dramatically re-enter the frame for the drinking process. Okay. Oh man, it's got condensation all over it. I'm not sure I'm even going to be able to get a grip on the old girl here. All right, there we go. It is open. Let's get our first whiff in 6, 7, 8 years here. Ooh, yes. So I've heard it compared to Sprite, but with more kick. I've heard it compared to Smirnoff, minus the alcohol. Yeah, if you may recall, that there was a Mountain Dew Ice flavor that was meant to be kind of like Mountain Dew's take on Sprite a few years ago as well. And that was substantially different than this. This has more of the traditional Mountain Dew punch as far as I recall. Yeah, I see no reason to delay further. Let's go ahead and drink this thing. Ooh, yes. All right. Boy, that's pretty Sierra Misty, dare I say? Sierra Mist, remember that stuff? Yeah, maybe like if you took Sierra Mist or Starry and just like amped up the flavor boldness just a little bit. It does have that signature Mountain Dew extra attitude that you're probably used to from if you're a fan of Mountain Dew drinks like I am. Quite nice. Very smart to bring it back for summer, because this is super refreshing right now. It is probably 90, 91 degrees right now. I made sure to film this review prior to taking my daily shower, because I'm definitely working the old glands here filming this. But yeah, let's not run it through the fart test today. Let's try something different. Let's do the raft test for this review, all right? I am 35. It's time to get a little bit more mature, so we're going to do the raft test, all right? So we'll start with R for today's test. That's going to be repeatability. Repeatability is high. This is really good for summertime, mid-July. Let's do 9. Yeah, 9 for repeatability. I'm not even sure if you can find these 18 packs with a whiteout anymore now that we're this deep into summer, because they were kind of meant to be for July 4th, and July 4th is now past. But yeah, that is the only way to get this flavor for the time being, so if you want some, you're going to have to get the other 2 flavors with it. Sorry. Not that they're bad flavors, they're actually amazing flavors. Voltage and Code Red are probably 10 out of 10 in my book. But yeah, we will do a 9 for repeatability. Get it while you can, because it will probably go away for a while again. July 4th promotional do stuff tends to change every year, so you never know what you're going to get. You might get the Rocket Popsicle flavor like Summer Freeze, or the good old Liberty Brew, or you might get this, or you might get nothing, or you might just get American Dew and nothing else. So that we're kind of lucky that they brought this back, because, yeah, unpredictable from year to year. Moving on to the A in RAF, it's going to be the art. Ooh, sorry. Not much going on here. Definitely a very color devoid can, being all white focused and stuff. The liquid itself is not milky white, for the record. It's more transparent, so not truly white so much as see-through, but whiteout sounds better than see-through out, I guess. Yeah, you got kind of like a wintry motif going on. Some lemon, some citrus floating there. It's not doing much for me. Let's go 7 on the art, and even that I think is probably higher than it needs to be. 7 for the art. All right, and now in Raft we have reached the F, which is going to be flavor. The flavor is pretty nice. It's not Typhoon nice, sorry, it's still not. But it is going to be, I think, an 8.5. The best flavor I think they have introduced this year so far, if you can count a reintroduction as a fresh debut, which you really can't, I guess. But it's better than Dirty Dew, which isn't saying a lot. I was not super impressed by Dirty Dew, but this is an 8.5, I think. And on a hot day like today, probably going to add an extra 0.25 just for how refreshing it is. So 8.5 indoors, 8.75 outdoors for the month of July at least. So there you go. 8.5, 8.75, whatever number you want to go with. I don't care. Title, whiteout. Yeah, it's catchy enough. Whiteout already means several things, though. It could mean a snowstorm in which you can hardly see. It could mean deleting something on paper with a pasty white substance. Or in this case, it could mean a delicious, refreshing drink. Yeah, so it works. It's apt. It's apropos. We'll give it an 8.25, I think is fair. 8.25. All right, in summary, it is very hot out here, so I'm going to be brief about this. Good flavor, glad to have it back for a limited time. It's always nice to see an old retired flavor return, even if for a short stint. So really, the only flavor out of that original Democracy Showdown that has not come back ever is that Distortion, which was just straight lime, no lemon in there. And that was an okay flavor. Main thing I remember about it was that I was drinking a can of that back when I was touring colleges, deciding where to get my edumacation. Wouldn't mind seeing that come back for a little bit. Again, it didn't really wow me that much, but I'm aware of a few people out there that do think it was pretty solid. I think Chris Scott, friend of mine, if you're watching this, I'm pretty sure you once said that you thought Distortion was pretty good flavor. So, if for no other person than Chris Scott, let's bring back Distortion for a limited time. How about it, PepsiCo? Let's do it. But all right, yeah, this has been James Scott, speaking for Do Reviews with James Scott. I don't think I'd ever worn this in a video before. What do you think? This little trucker hat there. It's a pretty big hat, kind of bigger than my medium-sized cranium needs, but I think it looks all right. What do you think? Tell me in the comments if you think I've got Riz or not, or if you think I'm too old to be even using that word. Yeah, I think we got it pretty much covered. Goodbye.